Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to the London Club and this video in which we're going to offer 9 tips for helping to beat slow play. Now slow play is one of those things that golfers can get very frustrated with. Spending endless hours out on the golf course can make the game a little bit less enjoyable for everybody. So what we wanted to do was put together a list to help you keep play moving, to help you sort of be aware of all of those things you can do while you're out competing on the golf course, just to keep the pace of play up and just to make sure that the game is a little bit more enjoyable for everyone. Guys, if you're new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching. But let's head out now to the golf course here at the London Club and look at the 9 tips for helping to beat slow play. Be ready to play when it's your turn. This is probably the single most important piece of information in this video. It's really obvious, but it's actually something that so many golfers get wrong. And I think situations like I'm in here are where problems arise. So there's quite a lot to take on board before you hit your ball here. You've got to work out what the yardage is, you've got to work out what the wind is, you've even got to think about things like, well, where do I want to miss, where don't I want to miss, all of those things that can take a bit of time. And if you're first to play in your group, there's not too much you can do about it, you just have to go through that process. But if you're not first to play in that group, then you should be using the time that the others are taking, hitting their shots and working out what to do to figure out what you're going to do, so that when it's your turn to play, you're stood there club in hand with a very clear idea in mind of exactly what you're going to do. I think for a lot of golfers it's very, very frustrating when you turn to a player and when it's their turn to play and they've been stood there, I don't know, wondering what they're going to be having for dinner, and they've not thought at all about the yardage or the wind or all those other factors. There is time to do it, and if everyone was ready to play when it was their turn, golf would be a much quicker game. This is a really simple one about where you should leave your bag when you're playing on and around the greens. Now the simple advice here is that you should leave your bag on the same side of the green that you exit the green from in order to get to the next tee. So I'm on the 9th hole here at the London Club and I know that the next tee is just off to the right of the green, so that's where I should leave my bag. I should leave my bag just to the right of the green. In this scenario I'm facing a little chip shot and it would be quite easy for me to hit my chip and then grab my putter, leave my bag there and walk onto the green. But if I do that, I'm then going to have to cross the front of the green a couple of times in order to get off to the next tee. And if there is a group behind waiting to play on the fairway, that can be incredibly frustrating. So just put it in the best place for you to then walk off and get to the next tee. Okay, so the next one on our list relates to your scorecard and when you should and shouldn't be filling it out. And I think there are 2 big mistakes to avoid here. Firstly, don't fill out your scorecard having just completed the hole. So you're stood on the green, head down, working out what your opponent took, while the group behind is stood either on the tee or on the fairway waiting to play. That's really going to start frustrating people and it will slow play down. The other one to avoid is don't be filling out the scorecard when it's your turn to play on the tee. So there should be, in a group of, let's say there's a group of 2, 3 or 4, there should be enough time while the others are playing for you to fill out your scorecard. Don't choose the moment that you should be playing to be filling out your scorecard. It will really delay play. And we're only talking about a matter of a few seconds here, but if you add that up across the course of a round, it can make a difference and it can be quite frustrating for the other golfers on the course. Okay, so the next one on my list is important for 2 reasons. Whenever you hit your ball into an area of the golf course that might be a bit of trouble, it's really important to watch it all the way. Find out exactly where it has finished. It'll help you score because obviously it means that you'll walk in there and you'll find the ball, but it will also help your pace of play as well. All too often, people do what I've just done there. They hit a bad tee shot and they turn away in frustration. I do it myself quite a bit and it's very frustrating when you do, because if your ball has ended up in a difficult spot, chances are you won't have seen exactly what's happened to it. You know, golf balls can take funny bounces, can go off in strange directions, and can end up in some really difficult spots where you didn't think they were. So the simple advice is always follow the flight of the ball, watch it all the way down. And the other point to make here is, a shot like this one, I'm playing into the sun, it's quite blinding. It's a good idea in a situation like this just to say to your playing partners before you hit, can you keep an eye out for this one? Because all too often you'll hit it directly into the sun, you'll look up and then you'll be blinded by the sun, you won't see where it's gone. So as long as your playing partners aren't, you know, practicing their swings or checking their grips, whatever it might be, as long as they're watching what's happening, they should be able to help you find your ball. If you're playing any sort of friendly game of golf, our advice would always be to play ready golf wherever possible. And by that, what we mean is, ready golf is whoever's ready to go should play first. It can make a huge difference to speed play up. It's actually part of the new rules revisions that came in from the R&A and the USGA, suggesting that people take on ready golf wherever possible, because for those reasons that there are going to be certain situations. Let's say you're on the green behind me, you've hit a bunker shot, you've not hit it very well, and it's your turn to putt. Instead of all your playing partners waiting for you to rake the bunker, come out of the bunker, find out what the break's doing, etc., etc., they can carry on with their game. They can putt away so that when they've finished putting, you're ready to go. And it does make a big difference. When you add all of these things up together, it can really make a big difference to the pace of play. Okay, so this one relates to pre-shot routines, and our advice here would just be to keep them pretty short, pretty simple, I think is the advice. Often I think for a lot of players, pre-shot routines are really important. When you're playing in competition, making sure that you see a positive outcome for the shot you're about to play can really help you. However, that doesn't mean that the pre-shot routine needs to be 7 or 8 different parts with lots of different swing checks in it. It can be really simple. It can be as simple as just standing behind your ball, picking a target in the distance, and then walking in and hitting the ball. It doesn't have to have different swing checks and other elements to it. It can be something very simple that gives you the right trigger for your swing without unnecessarily delaying play. Now this one isn't necessarily applicable to the times that we're playing in currently, where due to the coronavirus everyone is putting with the flag in, but usually a good piece of advice that we would often say to people is wherever possible, just putt with the flag in. I think sometimes one of the things that can slow play down is when you have certain players in a group that like to putt with the flag in and certain players in the group that like to putt with it out. That sort of strange dance of in-out that takes place can slow play down. So we would say just wherever possible, like a putt like this, if you just putt with the flag in, it can help you save a few seconds, and as I said a few times in this video, it all adds up, it can all make a difference. Now, under the rules of golf, you are allowed to play a provisional if you think you might have hit your ball into a spot of bother, and it's really important, and it's an important rule to use to help speed play up. So this is the 9th hole here at the London Club. I've just pushed my tee shot. I know the rough up there is quite thick at the moment, so I'm going to hit another one. As I said, I'm going to mention to my playing partners it's a provisional, it's a different ball to the one I was hitting the first time, so there should be no danger of any kind of confusion over what golf ball I'm playing. So that what happens here is if I find the first ball, fine, I carry on with that first ball as if I hadn't hit the second one. If I don't find the first ball, this one becomes the ball in play and I can carry on without delaying play. If you're playing in a group that's clearly slower than other groups out on the golf course, you should really think about waving other groups through. Let's say you've hit a ball into a difficult area, you're trying to find it, you're trying to search for a ball, and there's another group waiting for you on the tee. Instead of rushing through everything, take your time and wave the other group through. It can make a big difference. I think this is one of those things that I used to see quite a lot when I was a junior. It was common for people to wave faster groups through. It's less common now, but it really can make a difference. It can speed play up. If you're in a 2 ball and you're being held up by a 4 ball, really the 4 ball should let you go, because that can end up saving you, around about half an hour or so. So yeah, just one of those things to remember. If you're in a slower group, be prepared to wave faster groups through. So there you have it, that's our list of 9 tips to help you avoid slow play. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit the like button. And also, before you go, hit the pause button and let us know if there are any other bits of advice that you would offer to help people speed up play. I think anything that anyone can do just to help shave off a few minutes or a few seconds here and there, it adds up, it can actually make a difference. And if we can make golf that little bit faster, then I think we'd all play a little bit more often. Guys, thank you very much for watching. But for now, from the London Club, it's goodbye.